Okay, so I'm going to review how to convert a fraction to a percent. And this is a little different method than you've probably been taught. Um, and to start out kind of easy, I'm going to take 3/4, which we all know is 75%, and I'm going to convert that to a percentage by multiplying that whole fraction by 100. Okay? And if you remember how to multiply fractions, which you should, uh, when I see an opportunity to do some cross canceling, which I can do right here, I will do that to reduce the fraction before I even get to my final answer. So since both of these numbers are divisible by 4, and 100 divided by 4 is 25, 4 divided by 4 is 1, and when I multiply 3 by 25 I get 75 in the numerator, 1 times 1 in the denominator is 1. There's our fraction converted to the percent of 75. Okay, now I did that one in order to set up a fraction that we're probably, most of us anyway, are probably not that familiar with the equivalent percentage of. And I'm going to use that same method. I'm going to multiply the fraction 5/8 by 100. And I just turned 100 into a fraction, 100 over 1. Okay, now if you remember how to multiply fractions, 5 times 100 is 500, and 8 times 1 is 8. I have this fraction which I'm going to use to write my percentage by dividing 500 by 8. Remember, numerator divided by denominator. So since 8 doesn't go into 5, but 8 goes into 50, goes into 50 6 times, 6 times 8 is 48. And there's a remainder of 2. So I'll bring down a 0. 8 goes into 20 just twice. 2 times 8 is 16. There's a remainder of 4. So I'm going to add a decimal point, a couple of zeros. Bring my decimal point up into my answer. I added these zeros so I can bring a 0 down. 8 goes into 40 5 times. And since 5 times 8 is 40, there's no remainder. So there's my percentage. .62.5%. Okay, and finally, one that could possibly cause us a few headaches, but we're just going to follow that same procedure. Remember, math is a study of patterns. So the pattern is, if we multiply the fraction by 100, what we get is 7 times 100 and 18 times 1. Okay, so long division time. How many times can we divide 18 into 700? This time I'm going to add a decimal point and a few extra zeros. And since 18 doesn't go into 7, but it does go into 70, 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24. Carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. I have a remainder of 16, and I'll bring down this 0. Okay, so 18 is going to go into 160. I'm guessing about 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64. Carry the 6. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 6 is 14. So I'll borrow. I have another remainder of 16. And if I were to bring down this 0 again, we already know that 18 goes into 168 times. And 8 times 18 is 144. And we're repeatedly going to have the remainder of 16. That's a repeating decimal. So 7/18 converts to the percentage of 38.8 repeating percent. Okay, so there's a little different method for converting a fraction to a percent. Now we're going to try it.